It's Week 14 of the NFL, and all eyes are on the dual threat Lamar Jackson. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Saints and the Panthers, next on Madden Football.
It is always a celebration here in the city of New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Superdome. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup, which should be a good one, as it'll be the Carolina Panthers taking on the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. They've been as hot as anyone. The win last week makes it 9 out of 10.
The results are hard to argue. If there's a team better suited for the postseason right now, I don't know who they are.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers. They come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball in the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So here are the Panthers set to take over for the first time. And Charles will get a look at the much-heralded rookie Bryce Young, the first overall pick from April's draft.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Quick, yellow. 22 middle. Opposite, green, yellow, 1.
Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Young on 3rd down. Looking for Marshall, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal of how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Jake Moody now for the point after. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
On second down, Young. And he's taken down here by the Saints. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver?
There he goes, right side. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Now here's Young. Over the middle, hauled in by Sharp. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll bring up second down. So, Charles, take nothing away from this young man under center, because I know people think he's got a very bright future in this league, but I have to figure the defensive coordinators love the thought of squaring off against a rookie quarterback.
And especially if they have guys they can put together a game plan with that's going to confuse, disguise a lot of coverage, make this kid think a little bit. Because in college, he's seen a lot of things. Let's not get it wrong here. But at the same time, in the NFL, you can do so much more because of the athletes you have, because of their football IQ. And don't forget, you're going to throw a couple extra rushers at him as well. See if he can handle the pressure when those guys come at him.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Well, this defense for the Saints very strong in that victory a week ago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
And you look at this Saints defense.
This unit coming into this one ranked number 20 against the pass in the NFL.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the #1 overall offense in the league.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 17-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down.
Here is Young. And Thomas has it. So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll make it 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, you got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And that drive is going pretty darn well. 3 previous times converted on 3rd down, but on that one, the defense rose up and said enough of that.
Going for it with Sanders. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
Here's Walker to start the drive. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. The numbers on the ground for Walker a week ago. 6 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown.
10 touchdowns on the season for him, and I don't know whether these goals are written down. I don't know whether they're discussed amongst the team, but I do know this. Every guy who touches the ball as a ball carrier thinks 10 touchdowns is a nice round goal to try and reach in a season.
Now Jackson on second down. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. Now a first carry for their fullback.
Credit the tackle to Juan Thornhill. The Saints at 11-1 now on the year. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's the 2nd down and 6. On 2nd down, it's Walker. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. You look at this Carolina defense. They're a top 5 unit right now against the pass in the league. In fact, they sit at number 5.
And this is what we talk game inside the game. Top 5 passing offense versus top 5 passing defense. I wouldn't be surprised defensively if they change up coverages a bit more than usual to try and combat what they expect to see.
They'll go right back to Evans here on 1st down. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. These two teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in Week 2. And it was the visiting Saints who got the victory then, so they'll look for the season sweep here in New Orleans. And now Jackson will look to throw it. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And that'll get him the 1st down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
And they'll get him down here at about the 42.
Give to Walker on the read option.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They go play action now. Jackson. He completes it to Olave. Touchdown, Saints. Chris Olave, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
Now Moody for the PAT.
And it's good to make it 14-0. A 10-play drive that time.
And it was Chris Olave who finished things off with a touchdown. So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25.
The Carolina offense about ready to go. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. It's another 1st down on what will be a gain of 21 yards.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the 1st half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
That one, a 1st down pickup of 8. Off the play fake, Young. Blitz coming, and down he goes. There'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Well, if the goal is to get back into this game, the offense is certainly moving in the wrong direction. This is certainly a case where one team needs big splash plays right now, but unfortunately, it's the other team that's getting them.
Young to throw it. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Well, that's complete to Sanders. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Sanders is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage as they'll tackle him at the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Sanders again, hammering for the goal line. He loses the football, and this is picked up by the Saints. And to the 12, that's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. Here's Johnson with a reception. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a 1st. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Jackson now off the bootleg. And this one too low.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. To throw is Jackson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time. Fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we'll put some points up and have a little momentum going. They got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series. Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Hill one more time. And he'll take this to about the 24, a gain of 3.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Young now. And he is caught. He's got the 1st down and more. Look at the big man rumble. Touchdown, Carolina. Hayden Hurst, 76 yards. And the Panthers have cut it back within a score. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Jackson on first down. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's second down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Straight ahead, Walker. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
On third down, Jackson. And that will be incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on third down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Carolina getting set to take the field.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least 1 practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Amani Hooker, and he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
He's going deep for Brown. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. Oh, and that is incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming out third down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
They go play action with Jackson. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And the Panthers are going to take over here up near the 40.
So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
2nd down, Young. That's the tight end, Hurst, with it. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. Touchdown, Carolina. Hayden Hurst with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And the Panthers are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. Charles, that's a pretty good response from a rookie quarterback. He's had his struggles in this game, including the interception on the last drive, but there he takes him down the field and puts it in the end zone.
I agree with everything you just said right there, and there's a silver lining to all of this, his resiliency, because let's face it, when things are going bad and you're a youngster, they often continue to go bad. But in his mind and his actions, he said, this stops right here. And how about the positive play he just turned in?
And the Saints going to go on offense one final time in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And some room to work. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. Now it's Jackson. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now Jackson. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. Jackson now. He's going deep for Brown. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
He'll go up top here for Hamler. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll begin in the NFC South. Tampa Bay paying their yearly visit to Atlanta. And that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the second quarter. From there, it's off to Chicago. Check on the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And they trail the visiting Lions in that one. 2 touchdown passes there for Jared Goff. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie. See what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And that one's gone to halftime with the visiting Jags out in front. Trevor Lawrence with a couple of touchdown passes there. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference. Both teams going through their final halftime adjustments. We're about ready to get back to football. And to bring you the second half from the Superdome, let's go back to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Saints going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you've got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense? This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 17 there and a New Orleans first down.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Drop for a loss there on a nice effort by Osa Odighizuwa. He's still having trouble moving the ball on the ground.
Yeah, so much for halftime adjustment. Sometimes the best adjustment you make is no adjustment. You just do things better. But in this case, I think an adjustment was in order. They may have to change up and start throwing the ball around a little bit more.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 38-yard line. A gain of 22. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. A give up the middle to Evans. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who was shaken up on that last play. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I don't know about you, partner, but on 2nd and inches, a lot of the times I'm leery about the offensive guys thinking about taking a shot downtown. Instead, they just hand it to the big man and let him rumble forward for a first down.
That's out to Hill, right side complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Lamar Jackson taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Saints have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive in the second half. The extra point try now for Mooney. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. So here's Mooney back out there now to send this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
On 2nd down, it's Hill. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Young on 3rd down. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This will be fielded at the 17. Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Finds his man, that's Olave on the crossing route. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
Play action. Now Jackson. Pitch and catch to Moreau, the tight end. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down. Running right, here's Walker. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
That sure looked like a nice call by the defense, and they were very cohesive in their coverage. As soon as he cut inside, they broke on the football and met him as the ball got there and forced the incompletion.
Now the throw here to his running back. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. And, boy, here's a sight you don't want to see. Ken Walker injured on that last play. Well, hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. They'll run here with Evans. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. Again, it'll be Evans. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Zach Evans with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints are able to add on to that lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Moody good with the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Now the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in what you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week. You must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Sharp's got it left side. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From the shotgun, it's Young. That's once again complete to Chark. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 2.
Smith red.
On the counter, it's Hill. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the 4th and final quarter of play. They stick on the ground on first down with Hill. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Young to throw it. And that one to the right side and incomplete. Terrace Marshall, the one he was looking for. And it's 3rd down. Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first. 3rd down. Young from the gun. He's going to let it go again. And this is caught inside the 5.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Hill is into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense, because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They've been rolling the last couple of drives, each inning in touchdowns. So this game is flipped. They were down, now they're up with the football. We'll see how they handle it.
Can we get a spy on the headset now between the head coach and offensive coordinator? Because they've been in attack mode. Had to get back into the game. Now they have the lead. Do you stay on the attack, or do you dial it back a little bit to try and protect this lead?
Well, my cop-out answer would be somewhere in the middle. I think it's going to be a fine line, is it not?
I think you're exactly right, but I do think if they can stay aggressive and keep them on their heels, they'll be best served that way.
The Saints on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Jackson. Connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt. And now a chance to tie the game on this possession. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
Well, they certainly got dented with that 1st down run. So now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Now a 10th carry for Hill. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away.
From the 47 now, they work with a 2nd and 7.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Hill. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring out the 3rd down. That result, really no surprise. That's what we're coming accustomed to with this #1 ranked rush defense.
And you study the game. Does this bring back a few memories? Maybe the 85 Bears trying to move the ball against them, 2000 Ravens. Heck, how about the Blitz?
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
Isaiah Foskey, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Here's Johnny Hecker now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback.
The Saints again ready to go on offense.
They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Now Jackson on second down. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Juan Thornhill. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Following the interception, Young. That one complete. He finds Sharp. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be second down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running in.
And he cannot get away, and Young will go down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Alontae Taylor. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back.
Now the Saints coming back out ready to go for this next drive. Their defense got to stop, force the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. His throw incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. They go play action now. Jackson rolling to his left. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
3rd down, here's Brown.
And now off to the races, down the right side. Hollywood Brown. Touchdown, New Orleans. Hollywood Marquise Brown. An 80-yard touchdown.
And the Saints are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage.
We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Moody good with the extra point.
And the lead now up to 14. So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays. And a pretty good run there in the end to top it off.
So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. So now Young and the Panthers down by 2 touchdowns. 2:10 on the clock. They have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, but they need 2 scores. Short throw underneath to Hurst, and he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Young on 3rd and 2. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. That's caught by Johnson. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there at 22.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Going for the knockout punch. They'll try and run. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Now it's Jackson. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. A.J. Brown, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Saints stretch this 4th quarter lead even further, and they are closing in on win number 12 of the season. Now Moody for the PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown. So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Panthers first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. Over the middle, that's caught by Woods. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. 2nd down, Young. Underneath here to Hill. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 33. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. It's Young on first down. And that one too wide and incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
To the air once more, Young. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
One last shot for Young. One last shot at the end zone. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels. They take the ball away. They change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knocked them back on their heels and surprised the heck out of them.
So for the Saints, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Carolina, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.